it's very difficult because for once in my life, my behaviors were different, and I wasn't me, and I wasn't used to that. And more than that, my brain wasn't itself. My thoughts. How can I say this? It was like I wasn't in as much control of my thoughts. And it took so much work to push out these negative thoughts that I never had. And I was like, why are you in here? And, I've had this illness for so long that I always compare it to my brain, and combined with the anxiety, I feel like I have like those habit trails, and I don't have mice, living in cities. I've always lived in a city. I have these big, fat rats that look like dogs, city rats. And they're jumping on these habit trails, and they just go round. And when I have a really bad day, I have the rats going, and then I have bats flying, it feels like. And my brain just does not stop with, like, racing thoughts. And along with that, I get panic attacks. And at one point, I would go in early to do paperwork, and I would have to stop and run to the bathroom and puke before I started my day. And I know all of this thing, so I will more than address it.
And that's why I was actually going to ask because I want to make sure that there's this other question that I want to have answered before we finish eventually, and then we'll get to how people will be looking forward to getting your book. But with what you just mentioned in regards to just your personal experience, is there one thing that you can mention that can aid someone having basically an anxiety attack of some sort and or going through a depressed state? Is there something that you can mention without going into too much detail, but that could just curb those feelings for a period of time for a person to be able to have, be able to have a day-to-day basis to where they can function? Because what you just mentioned, that could basically like shut down a person really. On a regular basis. And again, that's where I know your book is going to detail it, but can you give us one thing that could help a person that's going through maybe an episode of some sort?
Yeah, because panic attacks are very scary, and anxiety, and there are many apps out there, and a lot of them, and this helped me. I spent a year in a day hospital. As I told you about my hospitalizations, I would say a very quick thing they can do, and please don't think. Many people may say that I can't do that. I said I can't do that. I could never. The type of meditation and things is the cognitive behavioral therapy. There's a lot of the apps things. There are so many out there, and so many that are free. And you just have to find one that fits you. And you learn how I would teach my patients right there how to deep breathe, how to inhale for like a 4 or 5 count, hold it for about a 4 count, and then breathe out through your mouth and let it exhale very slowly for about a 4 or 5 count. and kind of close your eyes and put yourself in a place that's very calming. And with these apps, you can combine any kind of sound that take you to a place where you've been or not that is a calming sound. Like, I love rain. I love it. And so I always incorporate that. But literally, there are 1,000 sounds that they've come up with.
Oh, wow.
And now it's very sophisticated. And as far as I can't meditate. Well, I would go into class and it would begin, and I would have to sit down, close my eyes, and meditate. And you'd be surprised what you have to do on the spot. You learn pretty quickly. And it is very, very helpful. And if you can make the commitment and learn the discipline, yoga is very, very helpful. Very helpful.
Wow.
Very, very helpful to calm yourself and to learn to control your physical symptoms. Because once that heartbeat, your heart starts to you get that first ting where it starts to speed up, that sort of sends a loop to your brain. And that triggers the thought and a memory of previous attacks and the thoughts that go with it that makes you anxious. And then that makes the heart rate faster. And then you get the whole thing, the whole package goes with it. And you actually create your own loop and get worse with the shaking and the nauseous and just the feelings of doom and whether it be vomiting, diarrhea, all that goes with it. And a feeling of choking, you can't breathe. And if you can stop it, prevent it from that first trigger, that first heart that you feel is racing, because sometimes people have a trigger, but there are other people who don't necessarily have a trigger. It comes out of nowhere, and people don't realize that. It's not very simple. You can be anywhere.
Okay. And I will say this, and first of all, Dr. Devlin, I want to, again, just thank you so much for being able to take the time to, talk about the subject matter. Again, it's not something that, just crosses everybody's mind just naturally and whatnot. So for all the listeners, those who are watching on Facebook Live, everybody, I hope that y'all are really, taking all this in. And, of course, listen to it again after the show is over. So I want to thank you for that. And just personally, that one little nugget there that you gave probably couldn't even help me, because there's times where I'm just stressed out about certain things. And I remember earlier this year, I had something that basically put me in the emergency room. And if I had known, or maybe had thought about had that technique or whatnot, that might have helped me a little bit in that particular case. So thank you so much as far as that goes. And then, again, just your whole story, amazingly, going into putting this book together, it goes a long way to say you wanted to do this. Because, again, other people might not say, that they would want to put themselves in that position of duality, so to speak, So I appreciate you and your effort. Let me ask you this, because we're going to be wrapping up soon, but I want to make sure that people know about the book itself. Now, when is your book scheduled to be published, and how can people reach you if they wanted to discuss with you or ask questions or get help from you directly? Do you have website, social media, anything along those lines? And when is the book going to be published?
Well, two things. One, I do want to mention that some of these these meditation apps, if you turn them on, they also help with insomnia.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of relaxation, you'll put it on and you won't realize that you're out like a light. Because as you're meditating and calming down and closing your eyes, you don't realize you're asleep because, I can have insomnia for 4 days, which is really, really terrible. Secondly, I have patients who, still, contact me on Facebook or, IM me every now and then, the holidays and whatever. And these are people who, by now, know me for 10, 15 years. And I can't tell you how much that means to me. They know I've taken a break, a sabbatical, to get the book together. And I have so much information that I guess it, I'm not going to keep renewing a license, my license or my DEA or my Maryland license to distribute medications or all that stuff because it's a tremendous amount of money, and there was no sense in it. And I would tell them that, but I also told them that once I'm your doctor, I will always be your doctor, and I will never ever turn you away. I also will tell you to listen to your doctor, but if you have a concern, run it by me. And if I hear something weird, I'll tell you just get a second opinion. I'm not going to interfere in that way. I don't think that's right. But as far as contacting me, I think I talk to my patients more about nutrition, exercise, and the biggest thing is a hobby. Because if you don't have a hobby, a purpose, something to get up in the morning, plans, all you do is sit around. And when you sit around, what do? You think. And what do you think about? All you think about is how depressed you are and how healthy you feel. And that doesn't help me help you get better. As a anecdotal story,
Dr. Devlin, let me interrupt you real quick. For those who are listening live, we're about to go into extra time. Just want to thank everybody for listening today. Be sure to listen on Spreaker app to listen to the whole show. Spreaker, download it, and follow the IMTN Worldwide Radio page. We're going to continue this, the finishing of her interview. But for those who are listening live, we want to thank you so much for listening to Dr. Devlin this afternoon, on a bright Sunday afternoon, wherever you might be in the world. And hopefully you'll listen to the next Books to Read show. And thank you for those, again, listening to Dr. Alisa Devlin talking about her book, From Both Sides of the Chair. Go ahead, Dr. Devlin.
Thank you so much. I thank you so much. I don't mean to digress. I have a stroke, and I tend to go off. I could talk about this.
It's all about you today.
I love it. And I could talk about it all day. It's my passion. And I miss helping people, and I miss the patients.
We appreciate you being on today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and you take care, okay?
Okay, thank you for your kindness. God bless.